Parents, before I start this review, let me say that while some of you may wonder why I bothered wasting money on sets that I don't like, there are a lot of folks who have this bizarre idea that you don't have the right to say anything about a toy you haven't personally played with, so I bought a couple of Hero Factory sets to have some visual aid to go along with what I was saying, so that hopefully people would listen to me. Depending on just how familiar you are with LEGO sets, this may or may not look like a lot of pieces. It is not. I know a lot of you parents might look at Hero Factory sets and see a great stocking stuffer, but if you want to be thrifty with your money, you should probably buy something else. First, consider the LEGO price by pieces ratio. For ordinary LEGO sets mostly comprised of bricks, you should in all fairness get roughly 10 pieces for every dollar you spend. $10 for 100 pieces, $40 for 400 pieces, 100 for 1,000 pieces, and so on. However, Bionicle sets were a bit more costly to buy because they were much harder to mold and manufacture than most LEGO bricks. As they began using fewer simple pieces like gears and rods, and the limbs and armor grew bigger and more elaborately detailed, along with cost inflation, the prices steadily climbed higher and higher until they eventually cost twice as much as they originally did. Hero Factory sets, however, are even more expensive than most Bionicle sets, given the extremely low piece count. Put bluntly, you're getting screwed by buying this. The plastic is very good, and these pieces are strong enough to clip on and off several times and not break. Over the years, Bionicle pieces have gotten stronger, and it's nice that these are strong to begin with. In case you don't know what LEGO is really about, it's about creativity and imagination, using the pieces you're given in countless interesting ways to build just about anything you want. One of the biggest problems with these sets is that most of the pieces are so specialized that there really isn't much you can do with them aside from what the instructions tell you to. I think it's ironic that these pieces are made to be taken apart and snapped together again and again, even though there's only so many ways you can do this. This was also a problem with Bionicle, but not nearly this bad. I've seen many creative Bionicle mucks, as they're called. I've seen monsters, vehicles, even a wheelchair, but this takes everything wrong with Bionicle to a whole new level. It does the same thing Bionicle did, only it does an even worse job. This is a snake. This is a claw. This is a spaceship. That's really about it. How should I describe the building experience? In one word, special. Not special like there's really anything nice about this toy. I mean the kind of special you throw around to describe someone who suffers mental retardation to avoid hurting their feelings. This is a very stupid toy and an extremely easy build. For me, at least, this is a con. It's over very quickly and not very stimulating. Given that there are so few pieces, I think it's hilarious that the instructions have many pages devoted to such an easy build, when the way the pieces fit together is so painfully obvious that you shouldn't even need instructions. Like LEGO thinks your children are just that stupid and can't figure anything out on their own. It's insulting regardless of your age. Here are some good things about this toy. It's very sturdy and can take a lot of punishment without breaking or falling apart. Despite being quite small, it's a very strong figure that is not likely to make your little ones cry because they broke it the day they got it. It really isn't that poseable, especially given the stumpiness of the feet, so you can only do so much with it. Oh well. It still looks very cool. The armor and body proportions are eye-poppingly wacky. The color schemes are vibrant. The weapons on some of these figures can be used in several cool ways and really add a lot to them. Even with a limited posability, these guys will look cool no matter what you do with them. The helmets are oozing with character. Just looking at this guy makes you think, yeah, he's a rookie now, but he'll show him. He's a star of the show. He's a toy your kid will want to grab immediately because he's just so slick. So as far as appearances go, these are cool toys. But you shouldn't judge them at face value. They've got looks, but no brains. LEGO toys should encourage children to break the mold and try new things. These figures just don't do that. Oddly, some have told me that it's a good thing that these are so easy to build, that the more elaborate sets are just too much for their underdeveloped minds to handle. Well then, don't bother buying them Legos because they're totally missing the point, or better yet, just get them some Duplo sets. One thing that many parents have told me in person is that they hate having to keep track of the piles of LEGO pieces their kids keep laying around the house and prefer toys like this because they don't make such a big mess. All I hear out of these people is, I'm eager to stifle my child's creativity if it'll make my job a little bit easier, which I just can't respect. Some have even told me that they personally like building sets like this because they don't take up much of their time and aren't such a chore. The building is the fun part. If you really can't enjoy that, don't bother with Legos at all. Legos are not just a quick means of entertaining yourself. The best Lego sets make you feel like you've accomplished something. They're supposed to make kids smarter. This kind of thing just dumbs them down. This toy really isn't that bad. It makes a decent action figure, but it's a horrible Bionicle, let alone Lego set. But a big part of that is the steep price. A toy like this really shouldn't be as expensive as it is. The pieces are not harder to make than most Bionicle pieces were. A toy like this should be $3, maybe $4, $5 tops, not $8 or $9 or $10. You're paying $1 for every 2 pieces. That's a huge ripoff. I cannot recommend any of the heroes given what a con they are. If you're thinking of buying one or more of these for Christmas, that's a bad idea. However, Toys R Us has just started selling a new line of Hero Factory, and in some ways is a significant improvement over these things. There are more pieces to play with, more you can do with them, same packaging, same price, and overall a more worthwhile toy. If you have to choose between the 2 of them, you should choose the latter. There's still a couple weeks before Christmas, and if you haven't already gotten your kids something, Hero Factory 2.0 is a much better and smarter buy. I'll show you in my next review. Toodles!